Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. So we are getting really close to needing to leave for this trip, and we have very little time to get this Jeep done. I have barely enough time to get drive shafts ordered, so we're in a crunch. Today we're going to start installing the axles, suspension. I'm going to unbox all the stuff for the rear. We're going to put the rear in because of limited space of too many projects going on in the shop right now.
Hey Ken, why are we in such a hurry? I know we're leaving on a trip, right? But our initial plan was we've got some time, to get all these axles and stuff in. But there's one key thing that we have not measured for or ordered yet, and that's really what the big time crunch is the drive shafts. Yeah. Is getting everything in, getting it down, and getting it measured, right?
So we got 1350 shafts we're going to order from Adams Drive Shafts. Adams, one of the best in the business. There's a couple good companies out there, but they're pretty damn amazing. So we're going to order our shafts from them. I need to give them appropriate time. They're really, really fast. Those guys are super quick at getting stuff out. I don't like rushing people. Emergency on my part does not constitute one on their part.
But,
in theory, we shouldn't be rushing at all because we thought we had all winter to build this Jeep, but then we decided we wanted to go on a trip.
And not only, everything is new on the Jeep. If you've been following along, you've seen when these drive shafts come in, we're basically going to have maybe 3 weeks before we leave for our trip. Maybe 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks. I still need to break in the gears.
Yeah.
Like I need to drive this thing.
And we still need to dial in the suspension.
And we need to tweak a lot. And there's a lot that needs to happen, which is like why we're in this time crunch of getting everything installed and getting it going. So
let's start unboxing some stuff in the rear. We're going to talk about a few things. We got these already unboxed.
I think they know what
ladies
these are.
don't get excited.
I'm pretty sure they know what these are, but
some might think they're for other. These are the rear bump stops. They're adjustable. They're from Daystar. You can trim them down as need be. So we got bump stops. I'm so sick and tired of opening Rusty's boxes that I'm just cutting everything now. These are for the rear. Like I said, we're going to unbox all the rear stuff first. These are skids. I know we already got skids on this thing though. We already did all that. What these are the lower control arm skids at the axle. If you're familiar with the JLs, the mount hangs down quite a bit. It's, I want to say vulnerable, but it's not like it's a major area that gets damaged severely. You can bang them up pretty good, but you probably got to be getting stupid to rip them off and crap. This just reinforces that. They're really cheap, they're affordable. You're just going to really beef up everything down there. We're already there. We've already got the bolts out. Why not?
I'm a big fan of whatever skid plates are on the market I want on my Jeep, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely. Silly not to.
If you're going to use it, you might as well.
And then, don't know if we did this on my jail or not. I think that video might have went out, might not have. I have no idea.
I think it has already.
But we
maybe not.
Got a hold of our buddy over there at Rusty's Offroad. And we got the extended stainless steel brake line kit. So it comes with 2 front, 2 rear. So we'll be all set up. Again, his lift kits come with brake line extensions, and they work fine. I ran them on my Jeep for almost 2 years. No issues whatsoever.
But why not?
But why not? We're kind of here.
Because why not?
Because
you got it all torn apart anyway.
Bob doesn't really have a say on what I order for his Jeep, and I wanted them. And it comes with all your sealing washers and mounting tabs and everything, so there's that. Next. Someday I want to buy the kid that packs all this crap of beer.
Ooh, control arms.
There you go, Bob.
Are these uppers?
Yes. These are the rear upper control arms. We are running the 3 3/4 inch advanced kit from Rusty's Offroad. It comes with all of your control arms, all of your track bars. It comes with everything. It's all fully adjustable. There are multiple ways you can get it. You can get it with flex joints, or you can get it with rubber bushings. I opted for rubber bushings, and there's a reason. There's a reason. Now, when you get into this whole entire control arm controversial subject, people get their freaking panties in a tightwad, go freaked out. Yes, I'm aware. There are flex joints that Rusty's offers that offers more misalignment. I get it. I really do. What we're building this Jeep for is for overlanding, long distance traveling, long-term reliability. These bushings will flex more than you think they will. And if you don't think so, you should see my JL, because everybody is shocked how amazing my flex is. You were shocked.
Yep, absolutely. 100% when we were on that trip, that was like the first time I really saw it flex.
And you're like, holy crap, that's got major wheel travel.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's really funny?
Was...
I'm running rubber control arms.
Yeah.
You know why? They ride a little better. They're going to be more comfortable as far as ride. And people can say you can't tell the difference, and I say, well, then you don't do what I do for a living, because I can feel the difference. I can feel it tremendously. These, when they wear out, you just press bushing in, press them out. They don't wear out very often, though.
No.
Up here in Michigan climate, we see a lot of adverse conditions, and I wheel my stuff pretty damn hard. I get tired of dealing with joints that are rebuildable. I really get tired of it. And if they're not rebuildable, then you're constantly buying replacements.
What? Let me ask you this. So on that note, you know, given the climate, given what we do with our Jeeps, how often would you have to rebuild versus replace bushings? About even?
I have Jeeps that have been running bushings for 8-10 years.
Yeah, that was my point.
Exactly. I have Jeeps out there that have been running bushings for 8 to 10 years, and then any of the flex joints, and I don't care which manufacturer you want to talk about. We've had issues. Whether you want to go with metal cloak and the Duraflex joint, which is, by the way, it's an ingenious design. It really is, and it works well.
Depending on your application.
Depending on application. Everything is always application dependent.
100%.
If Bob came to me and said, I want to build the ultimate rock crawling, nasty JL, I wouldn't be running a rubber bushing. It's about application. I know what he's going to do. We're best friends. We hang out all the time. I know what he's going to do with his Jeep. So I know how to tailor it to his specifications. So that being said, I really like the rubber. And if you want to pick up some misalignment, some extra flex, you could maybe run like, you know, flex joint uppers. There's a million different combinations.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do your own damn research and choose what you want. This is what worked good for him, whether he knows it or not.
Same as on my TJ.
Yep.
And that's been great for a very long time. Absolutely no complaints there.
Exactly.
Although you have one complaint. Well, you have many complaints because it's a TJ. But your main complaint is we do all this, we try to maximize all of our travel, and then what did I put on that you're also not a fan of? We don't need to get into that video, but anyways.
So then here's our lower arms. Again, I went rubber. This is all Cleveite bushing stuff. Rusty doesn't cheap out. He's not using crap. All of his bushings are all Cleveite. They're super high quality. It's same as OEM bushings. They're awesome. He has his own forged end to hold the bushing. They're all adjustable. So there's the lowers. I'm not going to bother unpackaging this. I guess I will.
Getting out of space here.
Got some hardware here.
Just saying, I'm not going to unbox this.
I wasn't gonna, but I mean. So we got sleeves, bushings. Oh no, we scratched them. And rear sway bar links. These are severely extended sway bar links. And he sends bushings, sleeves, hardware, everything to package this up to put it in your vehicle. So we're going to be adding a lot of travel, a lot longer shocks. And the heart of the system.
Ooh, baby.
Let me get this one, I'll get that out of the way. Springs. So here's the rear springs for the 3 3/4 inch. So we got springs.
So Ken,
yeah,
I have a question.
Here's a fancy little tidbit of information for you. Unlike a lot of the companies that are using cheap springs, these are made by Eibach, one of the best in the business.
So Ken, question for you now.
Yeah.
It's like one of those, was it Sesame Street? Like one of these things is not like the other.
Right.
We have a very interesting choice of shock here, don't we?
Yeah. So,
and again, I'm going to go back with, it stems with this big time crunch that we're in.
Yep, big time crunch. So I was talking with Rusty. I'm like, hey, I want your RX 900 shocks. They're the remote reservoir, long travel Eibach brand made shocks made specifically for him. He's like, that's cool. He goes, I got some. He goes, but you need to wait. He goes, I got some really trick shit coming.
Yeah.
And so we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, knowing that we have some really cool, they may be prototype. We don't know. They could be a final product. I don't know. All I know is that we've got new shocks en route at some point. We don't know when. I don't even think he knows when because it's a process. They're working on it. I said, well, I got to get going on the trail.
We're going on a trip. We're going on a trip.
So
we are leaving soon.
And so we're not going to go off and buy some exotic high-dollar shock to just throw them away. So I said, you know what, Rusty? Just send me something to get me by. So and while these actually are a killer shock, I ran these shocks on my Cherokee for 8 years.
A long time.
Like a long time. These are his standard white body. They're a gas charge. These are the RX 100 series shocks. It's what comes in all of his basic lift kits. You can get them with all the lift kits actually. They're actually bang for buck. They're a damn good shock. They're like less than 50 bucks, I think, retail.
And after our trip is over, they're going to be available.
Yeah, they'll be available.
With about 5,000 miles on them, maybe.
Yep.
Well, I guess depending on where we go on our trip, right?
Yep. So, I don't mean to discount this shock because honestly, I ran these shocks on my actual rock crawler for years and years and years. I never had a single failure. They were absolutely flawless. And they're a very long travel shock for just a gas shock. So we're going to put these on and run these until we get the new shock that we don't even know what we're getting from
And we're
Rusty.
so excited.
All I know is he said he's eventually going to send us 2 sets, one for each Jeep, and we're going to be getting some cool shit. I don't even know what that is. So for today, we just opted to go with the RX 100 shocks. They're really cheap. We didn't want to go off and spend a bunch of money on some high dollar RX 800s or something along those lines, knowing that they weren't a permanent situation for us. And as always with all of his stuff, it comes with all your bushings and hardware and all that shit.
And your favorite thing ever.
And you know what you do with shock boots, right?
Do you throw them in the trash or you recycle them?
We don't recycle here. They go right in the trash. There's a reason behind that. I don't want all the salt, sand, debris, and everything else getting held into the shock boot. When we go to the car wash, I want my stuff to get washed
Do you
off.
know what I like to do with them, Ken? I like to send them in to some of those builders that make those cars at SEMA that aren't just quite done yet, and they need a drive shaft.
I remember those pictures. Those were fabulous. All right, so that's what we got going on for rear suspension. Oh, we have a track bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't grab that box. My bad.
So track bars look like track bars. They all kind of look the same. It's a bar with 2 things on the end that you bolt to one end of the frame and one end of the axle. Make a few adjustments, call it a day, right? And that's pretty much all this is too. It's a really cool track bar. Again, Rusty's Offroad. We just bought the whole kit. I've ran multiple different kits on my JL. Like literally a crap ton of different kits. And at the end of the day, I was most pleased with the Rusty's Offroad kit. I will say Metal Cloak makes a hell of a nice kit for the JLs as well. I was very happy with their kit too. So here's our Rusty's track bar. Enough of all this crap. Let's go rip some tires and wheels and rip a stock axle out of this damn thing and put it together.
It's a good time.
Rear axle in, rear suspension's in. All of our angles are set. For the most part, we're pretty sure we're pretty damn close.
We do have to do a little tweaking.
We might have to do a touch of tweaking when we get our drive shafts in.
Yeah.
But we're pretty damn close where we think we need to be. Everything's in. I love the wheels.
I love the wheels, but the other bits that are coming that are going to match the wheels are just going to set them off even more.
That's way out in the future. That's going to be a little bit out. It's going to be a long time until we
Not
catch
for
up
this
on that.
video, but yeah. I mean, it's killer.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick.
Can't wait to get on a trip and go test all this stuff out.
Well, you know what's more important?
What's that?
Your thing looks retarded to sit on the wheels in the front. What's more important is that we need to unbox all of the front suspension components and put the front axle in. So we're gonna get a bite to eat. We'll be right back. We're gonna put a front axle in this thing. So now that we got the rear axle and suspension in, let's pull all the front axle suspension stuff out of the boxes and see what we got there to play with.
There's a lot of boxes there.
A lot of boxes.
I don't know that you can see down there, but there's
a lot of stuff that goes on the front.
A lot more than the rear.
Because while we're putting the axles and suspension in, we're gonna do the steering at the same time. So let's do it.
Where do you want to start?
I don't know.
Big box, little box?
First box on the top is adjustable front control arms.
It's awesome because you're like playing Santa, but passing out the gifts on Christmas, except they're all for me.
Nice. I love your positive attitude.
Although I know what they all are, and I had to pay for them, but in theory, it's like an awesome feeling because now we get to actually open them and see them, you know?
So here we go for the front arms. We got Rusty's adjustable control arms. We did go with flex joints on the uppers to help with any binding issues that may occur. And I said I do know that I love the rubber bushings, so we do run a lot of rubber. But for Bob's application, I wanted to run the flex joint for the lowers, or the upper, I'm sorry, in the front. The beauty is when you buy your lift kit from Rusty, you can have it assembled basically any way you want. You know, you can call them and tell them you want rubber here, flex there, whatever you want, and they'll provide you with that product. So for certain specific reasons, this is just what I chose to run in the upper. It's what I like to run. I think it works really good. I've had them on mine for quite some time and been very, very happy with the flex on my vehicle. This is rear lower, or front lower, I'm sorry. We already did the rear suspension, didn't we? And we did go with rubber joints for the front lower. So they are bent and clearanced specifically to fit the jail. They got the little tabs for your brake lines and everything already all welded on there. Unlike some companies that you have to use zip ties and crap, they actually built this to fit correctly.
What are you gonna do next?
And then, next box. This is front track bar frame brakes. What are you opening, Bob?
I'm gonna wait.
You're gonna wait?
It went with that, that's why I grabbed it, so.
So this is the front track bar frame brace. This goes right on the frame. This bolts to where the gearbox is, and then this sandwiches the track bar mount. So it really stiffens up that area, and it adds a fifth bolt right here in the middle. It really just kind of beefs it all up, strengthens it up, ties it together. Some of the early JLs had some weld issues there. While Bob's doesn't have that issue, it's silly to not reinforce it. And I think it just comes automatically in the lift kits, to be honest with you. I don't think it's really even an option. I don't think Rusty gives you that option.
Although I do have one of the early JLs that did not have, from what we've seen anyway, not many issues with the weld at this point. But like you said,
I think it just comes automatically in the lift kit. I don't think you get an option. I don't think Rusty gives you an option.
You shouldn't give an option.
What's that?
So they shouldn't get an option. They should just do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you go through all the trouble to do all this, why would you not do that?
Yep. Oh, Jesus. Rusty, come on. I will say his stuff never gets damaged. Well, track bar, it does have serviceable bushings. If they do wear out over time, they are replaceable, fully adjustable. It's got bushing on this end as well. Again, if this stuff ever wears out, you can call them, you can get replacement parts. That's kind of the cool part. I think most companies you can probably get replacement service parts. Tie rod.
Now, I believe we already did a review video on the steering kit. Is that
yes?
Is that correct? So
yes, we've already done an install on this steering kit. It's already on our YouTube page. So we're not going to go into great length and detail about the steering because it's just redundant. But it comes again with all your tie rods. He replaces the factory boots with a sleeve style bushing. Comes with your steering shock mount. So it's got your mount for that. Like I said, all your tie rods, jam nuts, the crossbar. Just massive, massive, massive tubing. Just look at that. Isn't that a thing of beauty? All right, stand this up over there. Here, let's not even unbox that because I don't want to mix them all up.
All right.
That's the drag link. That's the one that goes with the gearbox. We're just going to kind of leave them all off to the side. I'll assemble them later. We'll show you little snaps of that. So we had to have a small solution because being that he is running the suspension that he's running, we needed to be able to adjust the bump stops. So we got a hold of our friends over to Metal Cloak, and we got a bump stop kit. Swear to God, they're hockey pucks. They look just like a damn hockey puck. So it comes with all the different pucks for each side. Comes with all your hardware. Comes with washers. So you just set these in and set up whatever you need. 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. It's all adjustable. So
And cool stickers.
And cool stickers. Got to have stickers, right? Stickers are important. One thing we love about the Rusty's kit, the JL coil spring pads on the axle are junk. From the factory, they're crap. So these are, I believe, made by Daystar. They're making everybody's pads. So they come automatically in Rusty's off-road kit. So you just throw away your stock coil spring isolators on the bottom of the axle and replace them with that. This is the steering shock mount. When you run the Rusty's off-road steering kit, your steering stabilizer does not mount in the stock location any longer, so he includes the bracket with the steering kit that relocates this where the track bar bolts on. When we install that, we'll show you. And I think it was also in the video we did for the steering kit. And we needed some sort of a sway bar disconnect. So while I was on the phone with my friends over to Metal Cloak, getting some stuff from them, we got the sway bar disconnects for the JL. They're adjustable. They come with all the pins to mount them up out of the way. They come with all the bracketry. These are the tabs that you mount on your frame. You use these tabs here to mount on the frame. To when you disconnect, you can swing them up out of the way. Comes with everything you need to set these up for a JL. The rod ends, like I said, they're all adjustable. These will screw on here. Gonna put a jam nut on first, but they're adjustable, so you can set them up. So 2 to 4 inches, I think roughly is about where they'll work for us. What do we got here? These are springs. This is the 3 3/4 inch kit, so here's our springs. These are Rusty's off-road springs. They're all tailored to the way he wanted them built, his specifications. They're made by E-Box, so again, we know they're high quality. Same spring I've been running my Jeep for quite some time. Been very, very happy with it. And I think you've already seen the video out about the axles. We already know all that information. I think at this point we need to rip out the stock crap and put this crap in. What do you think?
I think that sounds freaking awesome.
You know what else I think sounds awesome?
What's that? Tacos?
We're getting tacos. Tonight,
I knew where you were going.
Yeah, we got to get tacos tonight.
Hell
we-
yeah. It's been like a week since we've had tacos together.
Together.
That's the key.
It's like date night. It's like date night for us.
Tacos are great alone, but they're so much better when you get to share them with friends, aren't they?
Yeah, too bad I didn't have a friend here.
Well, that's a good point. Too bad I don't have friends, period.
I mean, in theory, I guess that's what I heard, but I wouldn't know. Nobody really likes me.
In fact, I hate you.
I will cut you.
You will cut me. And I'm fine with that.
All right, we're going to rip out the stock crap. We got a whole bunch of new crap to bolt in this thing along with a new axle.
Awesome.
Me or the Jeep?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's the first time he's actually flirted with me openly. The Jeep turned out amazing.
It's not done.
No.
It's just on its wheels and axles for the first time.
Yep. So to save you the bore in the video, we're gonna get drive shafts coming. I'm gonna order those tomorrow from Adams. We're gonna do 1350 CVs front and rear. They'll send us all the yokes we need for the transfer case and axles and everything. We gotta do the alignment on it. I gotta adjust some control arms, adjust some sway bar links, a couple minor details. We're not gonna even bother going through that crap in the video because it's just boring detail. Yeah. Probably have to play the bump stops a little bit considering you have sport fenders for now. And then
good segue. The build is not over.
Oh no!
Make sure you stay tuned because
there's more.
We're not done with just this. There's some awesome things coming.
We got plenty more upgrades coming. Plenty more.
Yeah.
So and don't take off just yet. We got a whole bunch of really cool pictures for you too of this thing actually being used. Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So stick around for a few more minutes. See you guys. See you next week. If you can. It's got a lot to go still.